Hello all, and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. It is a beautiful autumnal day in the Wednesday the 10th of fall. We have a few cunning plans ahead of ourselves. I say cunning plans. One of them being I'm going to make me some hoppers, and I'm going to reorganize how I've laid out some of the distribution in here. Now, of course, I'm going to make probably too many because I'd rather err on the side of caution. I mean, it's not like I have a resource drought here, but what I am aware of is I don't want to use them up right now because, as I may have mentioned previously, I want to make sure that I have enough coal to get the the piano, which is the home improvement, there we go, I wanted to say, that I want in my house. Now, of course, that may take a little bit of time, but that's why I'm burning a bit more of wood to make more charcoal, because I know that is kind of the best way of doing so at this moment in time. But yes, all the same, that is the current game plan here. Now, of course, one of the things that I do want to do, though, is I want to set them up so that they will smelt through all of the different resources. So I've got a copper one, an iron one, gold, I have iridium, I have radioactive. I've got all the different resources and how that's going to sort of go, which is going to be perfect. Well, one hopes it'll be perfect and it works fine, because that's really what I'm after here. Because I'd like to have a good automated layout of stuff being done here in the farm. Because again, I'm lazy. If I can manage to automate stuff, heck yeah. I'm all about that. So yeah, that's my current game jam here. But yes, one of the other things that I'm also needing to do at the moment is going to be something a little bit less exciting in some ways, and that is going to be working with the fishes, in that I need and want to catch all of the different fish that I have sort of scattered around. Like, well, I'd say the different fish. It's the legendary fishes. I've caught a few of them, so I have managed to catch 3 of the radioactive carbon. I've got them in a tank on the left-hand side in my dining room. It's probably the best way of describing it. That's where they're living out now. But I do really want to make sure I can have more. So yeah, that's my current plan there, at least. So I've got that going. And yeah. What I then need to do is I need to figure out the legend, because if it's anything like the regular legend, that means I need to ensure that it is raining. So I've not actually checked the weather forecast yet for tomorrow, but that is going to be something. Ooh, you want a sandfish? I've not actually grabbed a sandfish for a while, so that's going to be a fun one. That's the desert, I think. This is where I'm just going, I think I know what I'm talking about, but I could also be chatting mad nonsense, which, I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised, because I am an idiot and I do state some very unusual things sometimes. But what I have noticed is that with the prize tickets, I'm going to dispense these now and see what I can gather. Hopefully, ooh, another iridium tea. That'll be good, I guess. I think. I mean, one would assume it's good. I don't know, to be fair. I think it is. Well, I say that. I've given it one to my wife, and she decided that she wasn't sure whether she should drink it or put it in her hair, which I am very confused about. But at the same time, I am also aware that there are foodstuffs that you could use as shampoos, so I guess it's not as absurd as it might sound. So, I mean, it's definitely a thing. When I've heard of people putting coconut oil in their hair, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Now, before I put my foot in it too hard, I will say that I do have a full head of hair. I'm not missing a lot of it. I used to have very long hair myself, but I didn't, and I still don't, really do anything majorly to look after it. I think I might be lacking a little bit in when it comes to hair care. And it is something I probably really should do a little bit better. But I can't say for certain. It's not my main area of expertise, is my hair care. Righty, but silliness aside there, I don't know who I'm going to give that to. I think I would like to give it to somebody, because I'm curious to see what everyone's reactions are. Because that's kind of cool. Now, I'm trying to catch the Glacierfish here, which I think is... I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult to do. Hopefully. Oh my goodness, you're being a very vigorous fish there, aren't you? Absolute palaver. Well, I mean, kind of a given. It's a fish that doesn't want to be caught. I mean, because when would a fish want to be caught? But I think this one is the Glacierfish. It is kind of annoying that it doesn't give you any indication as to which one it is. I can see why, I guess. It's still annoying, though, that we don't actually know who it is. But, come on, get here. Oh, we've got a chest as well, so that's kind of nice. Now, the thing is, ever since I picked up the Art of Crabbing book, it gives you a bonus in that you will have an opportunity to... There we go, we've got our Glacierfish Junior, thank you, and some iridium. But there is a chance that when you catch a fish and you get a chest with it, you'll also gain roe from that specific fish, which does mean, in theory, one can obtain roe from legendary fish, which I think is quite exciting, because I think that would probably be worth a bit more, maybe. Unfortunately, I can't exactly have a pond full of them, I don't think. But, hey, you know, it's a thing still. We'll see what we can get at least. Right. Hopefully something good. Okay, well, I'm going to quickly grab a bit of more, the blackberries that are lying around here. That'd be nice and all. I mean, I'm not expecting much from it, but they're there, and we should use them whilst the opportunity is provided for us. Because, yeah, if the option is there, let's use it. Again, I'm not really using them for much other than just the value of them existing. Can't really say much else than that. But we're going to head to the beach next for the Crimson Fish, well, son of Crimson Fish specifically. And the Crimson Fish, if memory serves, is caught on the from the pier, from the little wharf area. So that shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully. I'm not expecting it to be super complicated, but you never know with this game. Sometimes the weird and wonderful happens. Also, I don't know if the fish will actually be harder to catch because they are the children of the fish. You know, the offspring and, well, the related fishes is I don't know. But, yeah, we'll see, we'll see. So yeah, let's find out what we can. Because yeah, we do need to find out what we are likely to find here. Come on, fishy. Are you a crimson fish? Or are you not a crimson fish? Come here, get on the line. No, I think, considering how vigorous... There we go, it's son of crimson fish right there. Well, that's a good sign, because we've got that one, which is good. And I'm glad of it, to be fair, because I do want to make sure I get all these damn fish. And we've got a gold chest there, so I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. I'm going to go down, I'm going to try and grab the chest, now that I've got quite a good level. I think the two trap bobbers definitely seems to be the way forward, I would hazard a guess at suggesting. It does seem to work out quite well for me. And there we go, we've got some of the son of crimson fish roe. So exactly as I mentioned, that there is a chance that you will get a chest that has the roe in, and that does make me quite happy that that's proven my exact statement right there and there, which is great. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. But yeah, what next, I think, is the big question, isn't it? Now, my next thought, really, I will admit, comes from, well, once I've caught 3 of these, who's next? Well, really, truthfully, it's the anglerfish and the legend. The legend is going to be the one that causes me the most grief, I have a feeling. Because the cursed legend can be an absolute swine. I mean, in all honesty, it was an absolute bugger to catch the first time round, so I'm kind of concerned about how difficult it's going to be to catch, well, this time round. So yeah, a little bit worried, not gonna lie. But we'll see. We will see. Right, come on fishy, get on the line. We have things to do, people to see, and stuff to behold. And once we've managed that, that'll be good, I guess. Right, so let's see what we can do. Well, are we going to get the third construction? Because I want to have 3. Now, I'm trying to aim for 3 of them, because that's how many the tank can hold. And I'd quite like to have multiple of these fish in all of the different tanks that I can make. The trouble is that means that I need to have more sets of glasses. And this might sound particularly ridiculous, but at the moment I'm currently learning to speak Dutch. Now there is a reason for me saying that, because as soon as I said to myself, okay, well I need to get glasses, my brain just went, oh yeah, de bril, which, if memory serves, is glasses in Dutch. I know, one learns languages. My choice in Dutch is definitely a different one, I think is probably the best way of describing it. It's not that useful a language, maybe? But it is a language I wish to learn, so choices have been made on my part. Whether they're good choices, that's a very, very different question. But anyway, silly rambling aside, I want to put the fish in tanks. But I need 5 pairs of broken glasses from the trash selection. Almost like it's from the trash collection from Gucci. Yeah, it's the next sort of thing. I need to sort that out. I need to get more trash. And with that, then I can actually do better. That's really what I'm after at the moment, is just more trash. But yeah, but once I get them, I can get more of these mossy tanks, like the jungle tank thing, which is one that I want to put the fish in. I don't need to put the fish in that specific one, but it is the one that I would like to put them in. And I think that's a reasonable want, I think. So yeah, we'll give it a try and see what we can do. So while I'm here, I think I've got a good chance of catching trash from my own river. So my next question really is, could I, if I'm sneaky about it, could I use an older rod? I mean, would that be a better way of doing it? In theory? Because theoretically, using a worse rod, like the old rod, that might give me a better chance to get worse results, I think. So maybe I should try that. And use that as a thing. I'll have to give that a try. Not sure. Genuinely no idea. Give it a try though. Because it might work. It genuinely might work. And that's kind of what I'm after, is actually an opportunity to try it and actually hope that it does. Now, I do need more glasses. Like I said, I need 5. 5 pairs, and I think I've got 2 already, which, again, not many, but it's something. And once I've got all 5, then I can go down to the raccoons and I can trade them in for another tank. Now, the raccoons, because I've noticed that there is an achievement for fully improving the raccoon's house, I can see that I've clearly not done that yet. So they must still have some more requirements for me. So we are going to see what that was. Now, the most recent one I did was actually on the Friday, which unfortunately was during when the video got corrupted. And that one was they wanted some moss, and they also wanted what was it called? They wanted frozen geodes. They wanted frozen geodes for some reason. I mean, mine is not the reason to why, or however the phrase doth go. But I'm not entirely sure why they wanted stuff. But hey, it's a thing. Definitely a thing. So yeah, they wanted those, and I did what I could. I got what I could for them, and hopefully they'll be happy with that. Goodness gracious, I'm still not catching what I'm after, which is a real shame because I want, very much want, more shiny goodies. Thank you, please. I want to get, well, I say more shiny goodies. I want to get more trash. I want garbage, so I can give it to the little trash pandas and make them happy. Well, I'm not sure they'd be too happy, but yeah, I guess. It feels awful to say that, like, yes, they should have all the garbage that I don't actually want. But the thing is, if I didn't, I'd just recycle them into quartz by putting them through the trash converter thing. So, yeah. That's exactly what I'd do. That's how this goes. But, hey, that's what this is going for. So, yeah, we've got two. Is there anything else we can dump in? I mean, I'm going to want to hold on to the fish. Obviously, I mean the legendary fish that I've got there, because of course I would. Why would I not want to? But what other things could I try doing that might work? Well, I'm going to try going back into town, and I'm going to try and catch myself my not crimson fish, sorry, the anglerfish, which is one of the ones that I really want to catch and haven't had much joy doing yet. I know it's in this area. I just can't remember if it's north of the bridge or if it's south of the bridge. And that's the thing that's annoying me, is I genuinely can't remember. Hopefully, I can figure that out. Because, shockingly enough, I'd quite like to catch it. That would be really nice. Thanks. Righty. Well, we've caught ourselves a bream. How lovely. I have a feeling that this video is going to be entirely all about fishing. We're not really doing much else other than hardcore fishing in this one. But considering what I'm trying to do, it kind of makes sense, I think. Nope. Are we going to get anything else? Oh, now that one's a little bit more vigorous and feisty. Is this the fish we need? I'm hoping so. Because, of course, we've got no indication whether it is or not. And that's kind of the thing that does irk me somewhat. Is that we don't really know. Yeah. I know that might sound a bit silly. But it would be nice to know. Yeah. We've got a perfect catch on a bream. Again, it's a fish. I know that sounds very, very stupid, but it is a fish. I am quite correct in my statement. And yes, I am painfully aware I sound like a moron when I said that. But, all the same, we caught it. That's the important thing. Got another smallmouth bass. Oh, no, that does worry me somewhat. With the fishing tackle wearing out, and both of them wearing out in question, that is the that's the tackle I need that helps hold them in place, and I've got two of them on the rod. So without that, I might not actually manage to catch a fish, which it worries me somewhat. It definitely worries me. Well, we can do what we can do, and that's all I can say on this front. Well, we did manage to catch it, though, and that does make me quite pleased, because without that, well, that's one more legendary fish that we want, which is great, and we're just going to keep going with that. We just now need the legend itself, and that is going to be the hardest to catch, because I think if memory serves, there is a greater chance to find it if you use something like the curiosity lure. But the trade-off comes with that it's harder to catch, because what I'm using at the moment is the trap lures, because they hold onto the fish and they make it harder for it to escape, which is kind of what I'm after, because I do want to make it as hard as possible for this fish to get away. I want to capture it and I want to keep it. Thank you kindly. That's exactly entirely what I'm after. So we will see. But for now, we're going to do the morning routine of running around the kitchen, sorting out the miscellanea, checking the cellar, seeing if, like, you know, any of the wine is ready, because that's a constant need to check. We need to know, is the wine ready? And I think that's perfectly reasonable. And that is something that I am going to see, like, quite a lot, I think, is when I do my sort of like my morning checks of, do I have everything, is everything in order, and, you know, making sure that the farm is ready to go. But the blessing of the rain is here, and that is something that I didn't even check for yesterday, so I'm feeling quite pleased. I didn't expect that, so that does make me quite happy that that's happened. Because without it, I think I'd be a bit stuffed. But I could also be wrong. I don't know whether you can try to catch it regardless. So I'm sure I might be able to find that out at some point. But anyway, let's keep on going, because we've got stuff to try and figure out for the morning. Now, I've got my setup here. I haven't put any coal in the furnaces, and I'm not going to, not until I've got the 999, so I do really need to put more coal in the incinerator, not incinerator, the charcoal makers, sorry, wood in the charcoal makers. I can do that good in English, at some point. So that's a thing that needs to happen. So that's going to have to happen sooner rather than later. Otherwise, I'm going to not have enough coal. But right now, we're concentrating on fish, not on coal, which is, I think, reasonable, because, you know, we need the legend. We also need more junk. The junk is less of a criticality. It's something I want, but it doesn't matter hugely. And it might sound a bit silly, because I don't need, like, I don't want to, let's try that again in English. I'm trying to figure out the best way of describing it. I want to catch these fish, which I think is very sensible and very reasonable. But I don't need to worry so much if I don't quite succeed. As daft as that might sound. I want to catch the fish, but it doesn't matter if I don't succeed in catching the glasses as much, because I can, you know, I can hold out for that. That's fine. Glasses can come in later. That's perfectly acceptable, perfectly fine. I'm not as worried. So yeah, that's my current thought process, at least. So there is some method to the madness, I'd like to claim. I'm not saying there's much method to it, but there is some. Some method does exist. But anyway, we've got lots of mayonnaise to gather today, and to put in, because I think it's been a couple of days since I've actually bothered coming in and checking on the animals quite as heavily, which is not great, I don't think. I'm sure the animals themselves will be quite grumpy with me. I mean, to be fair, I know if my guinea pigs are grumpy if I'm 30 milliseconds late for breakfast. So, definitely can't say much on that front. They are so squeaky when it comes to breakfast. Like, I have been woken up on a number of occasions by them just going, "I think you'll find it is time for breakfast, Father. Where are you? And where is my breakfast?" And they get very squeaky, which is very adorable. I love my boys. I think that's my one of my few saving graces. My boys are very much my babies, so they make me very happy. But yes, Other general silliness aside on that side. Of course, the animals in the coop and the barn are very much in requirement of their miscellaneous food, which is fine. And off we go. So, let's organise what we've got going on here. I'm not entirely sure what's probably the best plan here. Well, I think pineapple is probably going to be the best way of doing things, because pineapple's kind of good value. I'm going to make good out of the jam and out of wine from it. It's probably the best choice I have on this kind of front, I guess. It's very much of a, I think. I'm umming and ahhing, I don't entirely know. But hey-ho, that's literally how this goes. So yeah, we're going to work our way through on that one. So let's dump all the stuff there. I mean, it's 10:50-ish. We've still got plenty of time before we really need to get cracking. But I do really want to make sure I can get this blasted legend. And I'm concerned because I'm aware of how painfully long it took me to catch it in the first place for the regular legend, let alone the successor legend. You know, can't remember its actual name, but it is Successor Legend, or Legend 2.0. Actually, I think it's the second Legend 2. Goodness gracious. Helps if I pay attention to what my actual quest is, doesn't it? But at the same time, me paying attention, it's a tough ask. Because I, unfortunately, am an idiot. And I will pretend to, quite frequently, not pay attention. But here we go. Now, I'm expecting to catch just buckets of smallmouth bass, because that is, well, always seems to be the way it goes. Because it's just bass, 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 all day, every day. Which, again, I guess, I mean, it's the most common fish in the area. And the legend does appear to just be a really big largemouth bass. So, that is a thing. From what it sort of shows, at least. I could be wrong, but it does look like it's just a really big fish. A big bass, at least. And what I should probably do is, I mean, I think I made loads of bait. I thought that would be a very sensible idea, to make sure I have lots of bait in preparation for this general shenaniganry. So I'm curious, is probably the best way of describing it, to see what am I likely to find, sort of rolling through here. Now, food and energy, well, energy-wise, I'm not too worried, because of course I can just eat the fish I catch, which, again, makes perfect sense to me, to just eat what's lying around. Well, why would you not? It's very sensible in my own eyes. So we'll see what I kind of come up with. So yeah, kind of good luck on this one, because it's still taking quite a long time to catch anything. I'm really hoping I can. I'm a bit concerned, genuinely. I mean, it's only 1:30. We've still got time. We've still got time. We should stop fretting quite so much. But I haven't caught it yet, or I haven't even seen it yet. Is probably the best way of describing it. If I see it, then I'll be less concerned. I mean, yes, I know that I might not have caught it at that point, but I won't have come to this point where I'm like, well, I haven't seen it yet. Because the thing is, like, it was the same with the anglerfish. I hadn't seen it. That kind of concerned me. That was maybe my downfall on that one. Yes, I did eventually catch it. Wasn't too much of a worry, but it still worried me a little bit, which again I think is quite reasonable, really. Because of course I want to make sure I catch all these blasted fish. Okay, so we've got another treasure chest, so that's good. I mean, what's going to be in it? I don't know. Okay, we've got another largemouth bass, and we're going to chow down on some fish stew to increase that very important and very useful fishing skill, because we do need to keep that nice and high, because, of course, because without the fishing skill, we are pretty much stuffed. Ugh, come on, fishy. Get on the line. Ugh, green algae, I just don't care for you, because you're not a fish. You're just something edible. The idea, again, though, of eating algae, I'm sure it's a thing. Not something that I personally have tried. I'm not really sure of any... I mean, there must be edible algae. I mean, although, theoretically, yes, everything is edible once. That could be quite a brutal statement, but it is true. Everything is edible at least once. Whether it's going to do you any favours after that, it's a very different question. And in the same way, the amount of raw fish that the farmer does and can eat, I mean, heck, they're going to get food poisoning at some point. I'm kind of glad that the food poisoning as a thing isn't a thing in the game, because my goodness, the amount of random stuff that you can feed the farmer, it's, especially with the void eggs and void mayonnaise, like the idea of just chowing down on a bottle of mayonnaise, and as has been discovered, it is considered quite revolting by virtually everyone, except weirdly Sandy. She's just into that, and I don't understand why. She's just like, yeah, yummy. It's like, okay, you are clearly unhinged. That's why you have to live in the desert. You're not allowed near, like, the rest of society. you absolute Narnie. Narnie? What the heck is a Narnie? I'm trying to say Anana, but I said Narnie. Good grief. I think, you know, like, I've got... Maybe that's going to be my new just bizarre insult of choice. You absolute Narnia. There we go. That's actually has like a roll off the tongue, but that's because it's a thing. I shouldn't be allowed out in public. I really shouldn't. Sometimes my ability to control the English language is an abomination at the best of times. Okay, so what we're catching now, I've moved around a little bit because I'd like to try to catch something a little bit more useful. I know I've caught the legend in both the positions here. Some sound a bit bizarre, but I know I have caught the legend from the top area and also from where I'm currently stood. So we'll kind of see on this front where we're likely to get. Well, if we are likely to get much luck on this kind of side here. I'm hoping that we can catch more, though, because we really need to. Come on. Oh, no, the fishing tackle's worn out. Sod's Law. We're going to find it now. Right away. It's how it works. Okay, so maybe not right away, so thank goodness. But that would have been exactly Sod's Law, and then I wouldn't have caught it, because that's just how my life seems to work out for me. Okay, we've got a chub. It's fine. What else are we going to catch? I'm assuming this is a bass of some description, because it is not being quite as difficult as one would anticipate it being if it was the legend. What else are we going to get here? Hopefully something good. Oh, okay, we've got another perfect. We've got another carp. I mean, we're going to get lots of carp. It's kind of a given, isn't it? They're everywhere. All over the damn show. But oh well. Let's see what else we can get. Anything else? Oh, go away. I am really thinking I need to return to the farm to make more trap bobbers. I think that's going to be kind of key on my list of cunning plans to try to do. Because without them, I'm not saying I'm a bit stuffed entirely, But without having the trap bobbers, it is going to be difficult to catch the legend, I personally feel. But that's just on my assumption of how difficult it could be to catch the legend. And on previous experience, but I've never caught the legend 2. I know I've had this quest before, and I know I've been... I gave up, I think is probably the best way of putting it. I gave up partway through because I was like, there's no way in heck I can actually do this in the short time frame you get. Now, I don't know whether it's inherently that you tend to get quite a low time frame for it, because I didn't exactly have much time to try it. So we'll kind of see on that front. But hey ho. Right, we've got another fish. And what else are we going to get? Oh, this one's being... not being super bad, so it's probably not the legend. Well, it's another chub. I mean, we're catching chubs for days, which is kind of a given, isn't it? Look, we still need the legend 2. Come on, where are you, legend 2? I know you're here. I mean, as I physically, you are in this lake. I am aware that you are in this lake, but where in this lake are you? And can you please just get on my fishing line? I need to catch you. Plastic fish. I mean, these chub are just getting annoying. They're not exactly a particularly exciting fish either, are they? And the thing is, my knowledge of fish is kind of minimal. As I've mentioned previously, I've never fished. Outside of maybe catching a fish with a net in a stream. Like a minnow and a stickleback. You know, small things that you find in British rivers growing up, sort of thing. So, yeah. I don't really know what most fish look like. Again, which might sound very bizarre and silly, but of course, like, there are some people who I mean, I vaguely know that carp have whiskers. I'm sure I could just Google them all, but at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, it's a fish. I don't really know much about them. So yeah, it's definitely a thing that I just don't know. And I'd like to know more about fish, to be fair. I just haven't had the opportunity to go fishing, because I don't know anyone that closely who could take me out to the lakes or the rivers and actually have a go. Which, you know, that'd be nice, I think. Okay, so we've got ourselves another carp. I mean, they're going to be a common string here, aren't they? We're going to catch carp. Just loads and loads of carp. Get rid of the gal. Okay, don't need it. It's a thing. It can go away. Come on. Come on, fishy. Okay, so we've got another perfect chub. So that's good and all, I guess. Perfect chub. It's going to be a thing, isn't it? And let's see what else we can get here. Come on. Is that going to be another chub? No, it's a bullhead. Again, it's just a fish. And to be fair, when it comes to I'm playing Stardew Valley, it's a fish that I can eat. And that's all I care about at this point, because that's all I'm using it for. I might smoke a few of them, actually, to be fair. I haven't really tried smoking many fish at the moment. So that might be a good idea. Okay, so we've got ourselves a ruby, which I've just thrown away. Don't know if that was a particularly clever idea. Probably not, though. This has to be the legend. So here's my annoying fish that's frustrating me. Oh my goodness, I'd forgotten how annoying you are to catch. You swine. Bet you Sebastian's being like, this guy's been standing here all day fishing. So I think it's time for me to go back to the farm. And I need to go and grab myself a couple more of those trap bobbers, because I need an ace in the hole, I think is probably the nicest way of putting it. And yeah, I haven't got one at the moment, and the trap bobbers kind of are, because they reduce the speed at which the fish escapes, and they're gonna escape from me. I'm not gonna be able to hold the Legend 2 on the line that well, I don't think. So I do need some bonus benefit. That's I feel kind of a given. Ooh. The thing is, though, because I've not really ever managed to catch the Legend 2, I don't really know how difficult it is going to be to catch, whereas I have caught the Legend, and I did find that quite frustrating and difficult to catch. And the thing is, I'm rambling and rambling about the fish, because we're kind of stuck in that sort of state that I'm waiting to see how well I can do here. I've got no other choice on this, I can't help it. So yeah, off we go. And attempt to put our best foot forward and see how well we can do here. No choice elsewise. Okay, so let's just quickly... I've used the wrong teleport stone. Right, back we go. Try again. We want to use the other one. The one to the mountains, not to the beach. We've already got the crimson fish. We don't need that one again. We've got 3 of it as well. The thing is, I've only got 1 anglerfish, and I've only got 1 of the, what's it called? Yeah, I'll probably only get 1 of the Legend, because it's a toughie. I'm not likely to manage 2 of them. It'd be nice, undeniably, but it's very unlikely I'm going to catch more than 1. Especially with how complicated it's been to even get 1, to even bite. So I'm hoping that before midnight another one does, because yeah, I'm kind of concerned that I haven't been able to. Probably the nicest way of putting it. I haven't had much luck in that regard, because yeah, I do really want to make sure I actually catch everything, which I feel is kind of reasonable. Ooh, come on, who are you? Or what are you, more to the point? It is another carp. There's a surprise. Okay, so we've got another carp. Fine and dandy. We're going to get loads of those, aren't we? I mean, kind of a given in this sort of environment. It's not quite the sewer, which is all carp. Welcome to the sewers. We've got carp. Do you want anything else with your carp? No, we've got carp, and we can give you carp surprise, because you can catch 4 of them. It's a surprise carp. Ooh, midnight carp. Oh yeah, it's carp with a slightly different colour. Get in. Again, getting carp surprise going on here, but more ridiculous. Not the end of the world, but it's just carpy. Carpe diem. I'm going to stop now. That's a bad even attempt at a fishing joke. Oh, lummy daisy. Are you a legend? I don't think so. You're not as vigorous in your escape. No, it's just another chub. There's a surprise. I mean, it's going to be a constant, isn't it? It's just an absolute pain in the proverbial backside. Ugh. Just please get on the line and stay on the line. I have places to be, people to see, and I want to achieve this before I finish the day. Okay, I've got another walleye, so that's lovely and all, but it's not that useful. Fiddlesticks and bunkum. It's getting late. Oh, I think we've got the legend. Okay, we've got him on the line. Question is, can we hold it? Oh, maybe we can. Maybe we can. Yes, we've got the legend too. Excellent. So, okay, we've now completed our cursed fishing challenge. So I'm going to stash all the fish away, get everything ready to go for bed now, I think. So, I will say thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in, because it's been a it's been a tedious fishing episode for myself. Now, although I will freely admit, I do enjoy the fishing minigame in Stardew. It can be unendingly frustrating. I think it's probably the nicest way of describing it, because it's so frustrating when you're trying to catch specific fish. I think that's kind of the issue we've had here. So yeah. But again, thank you very much everyone for tuning in for today's episode. Hopefully it hasn't made you hate fishing even more, because I'm aware it is the feature within Stardew Valley that people hate the most, is the fishing minigame. which I understand. I very, very, very much understand. I don't really want to have to understand it, but I definitely do. Okay, so we're going to quickly load all that in there again. Come on, grab all of those. Got all of our jade as well. Look at all those lovely shiny resources. All these rocks and shiny things. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right. So, yes. If you did enjoy, please do like, share, and subscribe, because, of course, I do always try to respond to every comment that comes through. That is, like, just, you know, I feel like a good personal goal there, to want to respond to every comment that comes onto the channel. Of course, really big shout out of thanks goes off to my patron supporters. It looks like I already now know what I'm going to be doing in my next video. Is first off, we're going into the shed. But yes, again, thank you for my patron supporters for giving me donations. It is always greatly appreciated and greatly loved. And hopefully I will catch every one of you the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.